What's up, folks? How y'all doing? I should be in bed right now. If you're watching this video sometime, someplace, it is almost 1:30 in the fucking morning, Eastern Standard Time. And this is how dedicated I am to this fucking series. Okay? Another video called It's Oddly Terrifying with Maiden. I have to say, when I first saw this, I'm hoping it's a fucking joke, but I'm not quite sure. You see, I don't know if this is like peak absurdity, but just to use those two words in a phrase is kind of like redundant because absurdity doesn't reach any peaks. It's either it's absurd or it isn't. Yeah, there is a level of fucking absurdity that I think we can all tolerate. Well, most of you can, but I try because that's how I embrace life. It's so absurd you wouldn't even believe it. So that is how bad this thing is. I posted about it, and I would feel really bad if I didn't make It's Oddly Terrifying with Maiden video on this whole thing. I didn't find this on Reddit. It wasn't an r/weird, and it wasn't an r/oddly terrifying. Originally when I saw it, it was posted on CTV, now I'm finding it on CNN. But either way, my big thing is, where's the fake news in all of this? Because I thought, surely this can be true. I need to know, but I skimmed through the article briefly, and it is kind of long. And before I begin, I will just say, and you will see him, Mushu is in the background. He's very fucking hyper and he thinks he's a fucking Flash. But right now he's taking a break from his, running around and wanting me to fucking chase him and all that shit. So, let's get this video fucking started. So, a man deliberately got 217 Rona shots. Here's what happened. Okay, my first innate reaction were, like, twofold or threefold. One, this would make a very good fucking video, and my mischievous side is coming out, and I had to do it. So there's definitely a sardonic humor, like a grim humor to this, I think is actually kind of funny. The other one is, how fucking bizarre. And three, how real is this story? I mean, it is, I did find it on CTV, CNN. So, I mean, we could take this for a barrel of laughs, but I'm honestly hoping it's true. I really want it to be true, because this is, like, somewhat in a low-key fashion, like, kind of metal. So let's just read on and see the fucking absurdity before our eyes, reading from CNN. One German man has redefined man on a mission. Well, I mean, you gotta give the guy fucking credit and his will to definitely go through a mission. Now, you tell me German and he has, like, 217 shots. Now, I'm just wondering, and I'll laugh, I'll be pissing my pants. If I find out this week or in the next couple of weeks or even next month that he eventually croaks, but I need to know. Okay? I need to fucking know what the question, like, what is the secret to prolonging your life here? Because you hear, when you think of Ozzy Osbourne and Keith Richards, you think of, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but more emphasis on definitely drugs. So you have everything from snorting glue to fucking snorting your father's ashes. No, ingesting your ancestors, as Keith actually put it. As one of my internet homies said, no, Maiden, it's the English tea that these folks drink. I don't know, is it the English tea or are they snorting the fucking thing? No, but there's something about this that's like, I must say, you're German. It must be that Aryan blood that is really coming into contact with this whole thing. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? We were the perfect species and now you're screwing it up. So right now, we're good, but not quite sure how long exactly. So yeah, you gotta give this man credit for being on this fucking mission, dude, bro. A 62-year-old man from this place here, Manderburg, deliberately got 217 Rona shots in the span of 29 months, according to a new study going against the national vaccine recommendations. Just the overall thing, what we had experienced was a complete violation and overall, just a total flat-out fail. You don't say, guys, look, we have an outbreak. Even though we didn't test this shit, we magically have a solution here. Okay? And we're gonna force you to not live your life for a temporary time, and then once all this shit is done, we're gonna act like it's never happened. Like, oh yeah, lockdowns, what was that again? Like, this whole thing, I wouldn't recommend doing any of this shit whatsoever. Anyways, that's an average of 1 jab every 4 days. Dude, you got something in that Aryan blood of yours that is really, you're tapping into something so fucking primal, I need to know. Like, dude, that's kind of metal as fuck. This is just me speaking. This is my own bias. This is my own conspiratorial mind getting into Delulu land or something. But holy jumping shitballs, that's actually kind of metal. In the process, he became a walking experiment. Who hasn't been a walking experiment in the last 3 years? For what happens to the immune system when vaccinated against the same pathogen repeatedly? You're telling me. And I think this is like the best part. A correspondent published Monday in the journal Lancet Infectious Diseases outlined his case and concluded that while his hyper-vaccination did not result in any adverse health effects, it also did not significantly improve or worsen his immune response. So what's the fucking point? Dude, mission not accomplished. Mission impossible is pretty much impossible. Like, fuck you. Like, what the hell, man? The man who is not named in the correspondent in compliance with German privacy rules reported receiving 217 shots between June 2021 and November 2023. Well, you know what? Look, like I stated, I don't know what this guy was fucking taking, you know, between the regular, like, the 2 important shots plus the boosters. That's a lot of fucking boosting, my friend. But, I think it's just the Aryan blood that he has. No, fuck you. This shit is not going to affect me. You know, type of thing. He must have, like, conjured up some fucking internal... Something's going on with this guy is what I'm saying. You know, I can't find my words, but I think you guys pretty much get what it is I'm going at with this. But, yeah, that's pretty fucking brutal. This is pretty brutal as fuck. Of those, 134 were confirmed by a prosecutor and through vaccination center documentation. The remaining 83 were self-reported according to the study. This is a really unusual case of someone receiving that many Rona vaccines, clearly not following any type of guidelines. Well, what the fuck was going on was not part of any fucking guideline. In what freaking universe, other than this one, where you have the flu and you gotta lock everybody down? When I got back from New York City, it was the New York trip back in 2008, I was sick along with my friends for about a month. Where were your masks? Where were your lockdowns? There's no guidelines for that. What the actual fuck, dude, bros? Like, what? Like, seriously, just piss off. Even this was, like, retarded. Said Dr. Emily Miller, happy. An assistant prof of medicine and microbiology and immunity at Albert Einstein College of Medicine, who did not participate in the research. I don't know, for some reason I think this is kind of hilarious that the Albert Einstein, you see, this wasn't a very smart move. I think that's kind of ironic. The man did not report any vaccine-related side effects and has not had a Rona infection to date. Was he doing other things other than just taking other than taking the magic elixirs? Was he really going out of his way to wear a mask, isolate himself? And this is probably like the one rare case where it did work, but if it didn't make any significant improvement or worsening of his system, it's probably just a bloody placebo effect, or this is seriously a fucking, c'est un blague. It's a troll. Like, whoever's getting paid to write this, or just this fucking study, it must have been a fluke. It must, not a fluke, but like, it's a troll. Some grassroots movement decided, we have some crazy shit we want to put out on 4chan. Here, let's start up some fucking donation and pretend like this study is gonna prove this one guy's case and it's so outrageous we'll put it on to CNN and some bitch from Quebec is gonna make a video on it. You know, that type of shit, that type of gag, that'd be pretty funny if it was, but I don't know, I have no proof of that. So yeah, like, to this very date, and as evidenced by repeated antigen and PCR testing between May 22 and November 23, the researchers caution that it's not clear that his Rona status is directly because of his hyper-vaccination regimen. And you call it a regimen on top of it! Wow, yeah, that's, yeah, dude. Props to you, fucking props. Although, like, you can give somebody credit for having a health regimen. No, we have a, where is it? A hyper-vaccination regimen. I just love it. I just love it. Perhaps he didn't get Rona because he was well protected with the first 3 doses of the magic elixir. We also don't know anything about his behaviors. Who says this? So does this guy even exist? What the fuck? Dr. Killian Schober, senior author of the new study and researcher of Frederick Alexander University, blah, 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 oh, Nuremberg, well, isn't that funny? Nuremberg, said that it's important to remember that this is an individual case study, and the results are not generalizable. Okay, but is this guy real? Is this guy fucking real? The researchers also say they did not endorse hyper-vaccination as a strategy to enhance immunity. No, but Germany, didn't you guys, like, shut down? You were in favor of that, though, so why aren't you in favor of this? Well, it's, like, pretty much goes against the fucking guidelines, yeah? And what was going on with the pandemic? Was it? Okay, what universe are you people fucking living in? The benefit is not much better if you get vaccinated 3 times or 200 times. So it's like, again, mission not accomplished. I'm just going to finish it up over here and we'll end the video. But rising suspicions. According to his immunization history, the man got his first Rona shot in 21. He got 16 shots that year at centers across the eastern state of Saxony. He ramped up his efforts in 22, rolling up his sleeves for shots in both his right and left arms almost every day in January for a total of 48 shots that month. And he kept going. 34 shots in February, 6 more in March. Around this time, the German Red Cross staff members of the city of Dresden became suspicious and issued a warning to other vaccination centers, encouraging them to call the police if they saw the man again. A CNN affiliate, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, it was that bizarre that, I don't know, I think that's pretty fucking funny. I have to say, like, he's so dedicated to this mission that even these fucking vaccine centers were, like, getting suspicious of this fucking guy. Me there, I don't know what. I don't know, I have another conspiracy going on. Because you know how some people enjoy being miserable and it like, gives them, like, a bit of a high? What if this guy has, like, a weird fetish to getting vaccinated or just has a fetish for needles? I don't know, maybe that's a taboo of his. Maybe that Aryan blood is fucking working, or maybe he's just fucking nuts. Or maybe he just didn't exist, and this is all a ruse. I don't know what to think of this. It's like another WTF. Like, this is me embracing the absurdity. In early March, he showed up at a vaccination center in the town of Ellenberg and was detained by police. He was suspected of selling the vaccination cards to third parties. Well, when you say vaccine cards, are we talking like falsified? Because I actually do approve of that. You got my stamp of approval for that, though. You know, when shit was hitting the fan over here and people were having their little QR things being beeped and being allowed to go into any type of vicinity that was like over 1,000 square foot of a building, beep, you were able to get in. So yeah, I actually do get the stamp of approval. Yeah, fake one. Fake, it's okay. I mean, you guys are falsifying the fucking information. You're falsifying the context. You inflated and conflated these things. What's the difference between someone dying of Rona or because of Rona or with Rona? Who cares? As long as you just fix the fucking script, who gives a fuck? Let's just go along with it. We're not gonna let these fucking people know because we have an agenda to do. Okay? We all graduated from dictator college. We must live out our degree. Even though this whole thing is pretty obvious that it's fucking bullshit. Like, at the very beginning, what the fuck? Even I got caught up in the fear-mongering, and then eventually, oh, evidence? What the fuck? No, seriously. He got detained by police. I'm sorry. That, again, once again, sardonic. It's very grim. This was during a time when many European countries required proof of vaccination to access public venues and travel. The public prosecutor in MaidenLiberty opened an investigation into the man for the unauthorized issuing of vaccine cards and forgery of documents, but did end up filing criminal charges, according to the study. Well, once again, I approve of such a falsification because fuck you, government. It goes against your innate liberties and your bodily autonomy. But in terms of all of this, I will just link the fucking, I'll just link the story at the bottom. I just think this is really fucking hilarious. I really don't have much to add. Was this guy even real? Was this guy just trolling? Was this just all aroused? And if it is indeed true, what the fuck? That's all I gotta say is, what the actual fuck? And this is another video of It's Oddly Terrifying with Maiden. Peace out.